Hi, I'm Adeela Crown. I'm OXYjet's brand ambassador, and I have chosen to work with OXYjet Leo Deluxe because it's a German-made machine which is full of amazing possibilities, which is why I've been using it on set at my different locations. I have residencies around the world, so I find that I am constantly looking for high-tech, high-performance devices, and in OXYjet Leo Deluxe I have actually found that it ticks absolutely all the boxes. My work centers around being at the cutting edge of skincare, which means that I always have to be at the forefront of what's new, what's exciting, and above all, something that delivers results. So that's the reason why I chose to work with OXYjet Leo Deluxe, because as a company, they are very well driven towards providing the best in active formulations, and the device itself actually blew me away. Why? I'll tell you more about it. OXYjet Leo Deluxe is a machine that encompasses so many different technologies in one. So what I like about the machine is the fact that, first of all, it's German-made, it's well built, and it's built to last, which is what we have come to know German-made equipment with. They have longevity, they are well designed, and another thing that makes the Leo Deluxe so exceptional is that it delivers needle-free oxygen pulsed injections without any pain, without any downtime, so the results are actually absolutely instant. Another great aspect about the machine is that it delivers so many different modalities of technology. So you have the diamond dermabrasion, the oxygen spray, the OXYtone, where you can lift, massage and sculpt, and the oxygen pulse injection, which in itself is very rare, because usually when we think of oxygen machines, we just think of a handset that delivers oxygen into the skin, whereas this machine actually offers so many different modalities that we can work with as a therapist in salon, in spa, and actually give a full-rounded and all-rounded treatment. The reason why I chose OXYjet Leo Deluxe for all of the treatments that I carry out here at the Dorchester is because it comes with patented technology which uses pulsed oxygen pressure using pressure injections without the use of any needles. So usually when we are driving and delivering active ingredients deeper into the skin, we associate it with downtime or pain or some level of discomfort. But that's not the case with the OXYjet Leo Deluxe, because the pulsed injection actually drives and delivers the active ingredients so deeply into the skin, which is essential because oxygen is essential for our skins to maintain its optimum skin health. So where I feel that I have carried out a treatment and it can be activated and supercharged, and maybe I can increase the performance of my products, then I normally choose a certain modality or a technology from the OXYjet Leo Deluxe and add it to enhance my treatments. So rather than doing a simple step-by-step treatment involving 3-4 different handsets, I instead choose what's appropriate for the skin type that I'm working with and then introduce those modalities into the skin. I may increase that on a second treatment, where if I have worked with the Oxy Diamond and the OXY Spray, but I feel that perhaps my client needs a little bit more oomph and more lifting and sculpting, then I'll also choose to use the OXYtone into the treatment. If I feel that I need more hydration and I need to deliver more high performance ingredients into the skin, then I usually work with the pulse pressure injections. So there are so many ingenious ways of working with this smart equipment, because it's such a versatile machine, and you can be very, very creative in the treatments that you create, with the treatment menus that you create in your spas and in your salons. And you can incorporate all of the modalities in one go, or you can pick and choose, and you can decide exactly what your client's skin needs, what the treatment involves, and how to work best with your products. You know your products best, you know your clients best, you know their skins best. So the idea is to actually use the technology in a very smart way to ensure that it kind of becomes your third arm, and it gives you that extra bit of enhancement to wow your client and give them the best optimum skin health. Our skins actually require oxygen to function to its best, and whether it's your capillaries, whether it's your dermal layers, at every layer your skin really needs oxygen. Now, our skin is also a barrier, which means that it doesn't really let so many things inside. It's designed to be that way because it keeps bacteria out, it keeps infections out, and dirt, oil as well. So the whole point of delivering oxygen into the skin is not just to feed the surface of the skin, but it's to ensure that the inner skin, which is the dermal part, which is sometimes the dermis is harder to get to, that is moisturized, because once you feed the skin from deep within, that's when you start to see the effects on the surface. So in order to ensure that my client walks away with beautiful glowy skin, but then that glow lasts for a long period of time, not just for a day, not just for a few days, maybe not even for a week, but for a long period of time. That's the reason why I like to work with a machine such as this, which is smart, which is intuitive, that it delivers the right amount of ingredients, the right amount of oxygen, which the skin needs, not just for a short-term glow, but for a long-term glow. The way OXYjet Leo Deluxe works on wrinkles and fine lines, for example, first of all, is through product penetration. When we apply products on the surface of the skin through manual application or even using a device, we need to ensure that it penetrates deeper into the skin, because otherwise there's absolutely no communication between the product that you have applied to the surface of your skin and the dermal layers where all the change happens. So in order to actually bring about a change in the skin and to plump it from the inside and to increase the collagen synthesis, we need to ensure that the products which contain all of the active ingredients are delivered and driven deeper into the dermal layers. And that's the reason why an equipment which is intuitive and very technologically advanced, like the OXYjet Leo, is absolutely perfect in driving those products into the skin using the pulsed pressure oxygen. The pulse pressure oxygen is a very unique system. It uses a very unique patented technology to push the ingredients deeper into the skin, which maybe your manual application may not be able to do. So it is absolutely essential to remember that healthy skin actually happens from the inside out approach. And the inside out approach means that topically you can apply beautiful ingredients. They will work only for a short amount of time. But when you drive them deeper into the skin, the effect is more long-term and much more lasting. Oxyclear is actually one of my favorite devices because it actually delights my client the moment I start with the treatment, and it's actually the first step in any treatment that I carry out. Oxyclear is an amazing attachment of the sponge, which is usually replaceable, and there's a head which connects onto the device. The great thing about Oxyclear is that it's a deep cleansing equipment, and it gets rid of blackheads, whiteheads, and it resurfaces the skin. It has antibacterial properties because it uses the oxygen technology through the tube. It runs through the device and across the sponge. It then enters into the skin. Oxygen is #1 enemy of bacteria. So if you want antibacterial properties, and if you want to ensure that if anyone has any blemishes, any breakouts, or just generally want to achieve a very good deep cleanse, then this device is absolutely a must. It's an essential because of the way it cleans so deeply. Another great aspect is that it's detachable. So once you're done with it, the hygiene factor is that you can remove, you can take the sponge out. It has replacement sponges which then go back in. So the great thing is that you are limiting any kind of cross-infection, you are keeping the treatment clean, and especially in the day and age that we live in, we always want to ensure a very hygienic cleanse. So as opposed to cleansing brushes, which actually trap a lot of dirt and oil and makeup inside, and they're very difficult to clean, I find that the OxyCleanse is not only gentle for all skin types, it's actually very effective in cleaning, in disposing, and also for hygiene reasons. Above all, I find that Oxyclear is a very smart deep cleansing modality within the OXYjet Leo Deluxe, and it's a great way to introduce the treatment. OXYjet pressure injection is probably one of the most unique handsets, as I mentioned, in any oxygen devices, because when we think of oxygen equipments, we straight away think of something being sprayed onto our skin. And we don't really think of injections or any form of oxygen being delivered on contact with the skin. And that's where OXYjet Leo Deluxe is very different, because it has a unique technology which actually delivers not only oxygen in a pulse pressure format, but also your beautiful ingredients and serums into the skin. The result of which is that as the serums are delivered and driven into the skin, you get the instant plumpness, you get the instant filling out of frown lines, expression lines, wrinkles. So it's very effective against the formation of new lines and preventative against pigmentation and discoloration if you use the correct serums to drive the active ingredients into the skin. So this device can actually be your best friend when it comes to treating absolutely any type of skin, because it ticks so many different boxes. It's absolutely brilliant in delivering products into the skin. Hence, you get filling out of lines and wrinkles. It is going to help to reduce pigmentation and sun damage and any kind of discoloration through the help of delivering your vitamin C's or your ferulic acid or any active ingredients that are found inside your serums. It's also going to help to clarify any breakouts, any acne related issue, because once it drives the oxygen into the skin, it starts to have an antibacterial effect on the skin. So with all of these wealth of different modalities, I find that this is a very versatile handset. You can do so many different things with it. And the great thing is that it's absolutely painless. It glides beautifully on the skin. And as long as you keep the contact with the skin, you'll find that the oxygen bursts in short bursts onto the skin and really feeds it from the inside. I can't stress enough how beautiful this handset is to maintain the skin health of your clients. So this is OXYtone. It's one of the most versatile handsets that I have ever come across in a device, and it's the magic wand of the OXYjet Leo Deluxe in my opinion, because this particular handset has detachable polyrotational head. Now the polyrotational head is detachable, connects back onto the machine, and it uses the bio red light and the blue light. The red light is for rejuvenation, for skin tightening. The blue light is antibacterial against acne and breakouts and to soothe and calm the skin. What does it do? It is absolutely versatile for so many different skin concerns. It's soothing and calming after your treatment, so it's actually quite a nice handset to use towards the end of your treatment. But it also helps to contour and to lift. It aids with lymphatic drainage, and it also helps to calm any kind of irritation on your skin. A pro tip when using this handset is to detach the head before the treatment. If you have a small cosmetic fridge in your treatment room, keep it in the fridge, nice and cool, and then when it's time to use it, take it out, attach the head, and it's ready to go. And the polyrotational aspect of this handset will ensure that the cooling is applied evenly throughout the skin, and it has almost like a cryo and tightening effect. So it has a host and a multitude of benefits, and you can use it in so many different ways with so many different beautiful results. So I did tell you that this is a magic wand because it has a second attachment, which is my absolute favorite. It's called the OXYtone Disc, which has these raised profiles. And the whole idea is that it's a little different from the OXYtone that I showed you earlier, because this particular attachment is absolutely imperative in ensuring that you are activating the blood circulation and recharging the subcutaneous tissue with lots and lots of oxygen. So again, like with all the other heads, the oxygen drives through the handset into your client's skin, and all the while the handset is on and it's rotating in clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. And what that actually does is it's like a vigorous oxygenating massage that lifts, sculpts, tones. So it's very, very effective around certain areas like the décolletage to really lift. You'll find that it's very effective around the double chins, sagging jowls. I use it to lift cheekbones because I find that it's so vigorous compared to any type of massage that you can manually do. I think that this is just going to do it 10 times deeper. Your client will feel a little bit of flushing, a little warmth, which is a sign that you're activating the blood. All the oxygenated blood is coming to the dermal layers. And that warmth is what's driving the oxygenated blood around the dermis and really feeding your skin from the inside. So when I said it's a magic wand, it is true. It does so many beautiful things for the skin. And most of all, I feel that the BioLight, which is inside the head, is very, very effective. So again, the red light can be used for rejuvenation, for anti-aging reasons. And you can switch to the blue light, which is for antibacterial and also to soothe, irritate it and calm the skin down. So this is a massage head. This is a toning head, it's an activating head, and it's actually a magic head. I absolutely love this one. One of the quintessential handsets of any oxygen machine is the OXY Spray. The OXY Spray in the OXYjet Leo Deluxe is more than just a spray. I find that it helps to boost vitality, it gives a burst of hydration and moisture into the skin. It really helps to heal and repair the skin after treatments such as dermabrasion, peels, lasers. So it's a great way to really introduce your serums, your products in a nanoparticle form onto the skin, because it evenly distributes the product all over the skin. It soothes, it hydrates, above all, it calms the skin. It's very cooling on the skin. It's very gentle around the orbital eye area. It's very gentle around the mouth area. You can feed the lip area with this, as long as you choose the right product in the right concentration and the correct ampule and the correct serum. With this, I feel that this will be an indispensable handset in your arsenal of different technology. I find that the oxy fluid is so easy to use. I normally use a few sprays with the Beauty Tox OXYjet, which is a highly potent and active serum. Once that goes in, you mix it in, and once it's ready to go, you can control the spray. You can also control how much of the product is released onto the skin. You can slow it down or speed it up depending on the area that you're treating. And then off you go. It gives a very even layer of particle absorption throughout the skin. It's so calming, it's very soothing, very, very hydrating. So once you've carried out your active treatments like dermabrasion, lasers, peels, this is a great way to actually hydrate, calm and soothe the skin and boost the skin's vitality. Once done, place the handset back and gently pat the product into the skin. Introduce that gentle touch, and that will ensure that the product absorbs very nicely into the deeper layers of the skin, which can then be sealed in with your masks, your moisturizers, just to ensure that the moisture goes deeper into the layers of the skin. So what does OXYdiamond do? It's a beautiful head which actually works to decongest and resurface the skin. Diamond dermabrasion has been used by therapists like myself and you all as well for such a long time to ensure that we create a clean canvas before we apply any active ingredients, before we use any other technologies onto the skin. We want to ensure that the skin is nice and clean. So that's where diamond dermabrasion comes in. Most oxygen equipments actually don't have this capability, and that's the reason why I really like the OXYjet Leo Deluxe, because it gives you this option to start the treatment with a deep cleanse, with a deep exfoliation, before you move on to driving and delivering active ingredients into the skin. These detachable heads come in different sizes to use on different areas of the face, and once you attach them, it also uses the pure concentrated oxygen which runs through the handset and into the skin. So not only are you exfoliating, you're also driving the pure oxygen injection into the skin. The way I use OXYdiamond head into my treatment is by first of all preparing the skin. So after cleansing, I usually use the enzyme exfoliating cream, which is wonderful in loosening up the dead skin cells and preparing the skin for the diamond dermabrasion. The diamond dermabrasion then goes in and it removes the dead skin cells which have already been loosened up, and it creates a very clean canvas. That clean canvas will then be fed through the pure concentrated oxygen that's running through the head and be delivered deeper into the skin. Therefore, I feel that this is a great way to prep and prepare your client's skin before you use any modality. So my pro tip would be cleanse the face with the Oxyclear, then move on to using a product such as an enzymatic peel to loosen dead skin cells. Once you have done that, then you can move on to the OXYdiamond, which will help to really clarify and get rid of congested pores and really level out the skin and ensure that it becomes almost like a sponge. So it absorbs the goodness of all the beautiful ingredients and the active ingredients you'll be pushing and driving deeper into the skin at a later stage. So your OXYdiamond head actually transforms into a Cryo2 head once you take your diamond dermabrasion tip off and you apply the oxygen tip, which clicks in. And then once it's ready to use, you can use it alongside concentrated ampules, and you can choose them according to your client's skin type. So whether they need vitality, energy, volume, balancing, purification, you can choose that according to their skin type and their needs. And these ampules basically click onto the top of the handset, and it ensures that the volume of the ampule is very specifically applied onto the skin using the concentrated oxygen. So the moment you turn it on, the oxygen will ensure that it pushes the particles, the molecules of the serum deeper into the skin. So what does it actually do? It really feeds the skin with the active ingredients. So not only is it using the oxygen, it is now using the boost of the ampules to ensure that the vitality, the effectiveness, the efficacy of the ingredients is delivered actually delivered deeper into the skin. Studies have shown that it increases the plumpness of the skin, it helps to rehydrate the skin, because once you're feeding the skin from the inside, and with this you're literally feeding the skin, not just with air, not just with oxygen, but with the ingredients that are appropriate for the correct skin type. And once those ingredients deliver into the surface of the skin, that's when the magic happens. That's when really you transform the skin, you transform the way it behaves. So I feel that the Cryo2 handset is absolutely essential if you have targeted areas of concern that your client wants to really look at and work at. So whether it's the eye area or certain areas of pigmentation, the first lines, formation of lines and wrinkles, expression lines that you want to fill out. I feel that this is a great way to fill the skin without using a filler. So I suppose you can call your Cryo2 head the ampule filler head, even though it doesn't really use any fillers, but that's pretty much the action of this handset. So how many treatments are required and how often? It all depends on your client's skin type, the skin condition, whether someone is starting a course from scratch or whether they are on a maintenance treatment. So if someone is starting from scratch, let's start with that. So if someone is beginning a treatment, then start with a course of about 5 to 10 treatments. And I would suggest that the first few treatments are the most important ones, and they should be spread at least fortnightly, 2 weeks apart. That should be the first 3 treatments, because that crucial time is important to build the deposit of the active ingredients into your skin, and also to bring about a long-term change into the skin. After the first 3 treatments, you can then increase the gap slightly and ask your client to come in every 3 to 4 weeks, eventually moving on to a 4 to 6 weekly gap. And the idea of which is to ensure that the first 3 to 4 treatments where your client starts to really go through a skin transformative change. It will take about 2 weeks for your clients to see a difference in their skin. Instant results can be seen immediately, which is instant plumping and hydration. And for long-term skin health change, which is if they are working on things like pigmentation, if they are concerned about fine lines, if they are coming to you for preventative measures against the first formation of lines and wrinkles, then they will begin to see a difference within the first 2 weeks of the treatment. It's a very, very potent treatment. If you use your products and your skincare in the right order, and you diagnose your client in the correct manner and use the right products for their skin, you'll find that you're building that trust. So not only are you building the deposit of the products into their skin, you're also building trust, you're also developing skin memory. So skin memory is where the skin remembers what you have applied, how it should behave, and you're kind of retraining your dermal layers into its own cellular turnover and repair. So spend that time introducing the treatment and its benefits to your client, and you'll find that it will build trust, and it will also help your client understand the passion and the idea behind such a rejuvenating treatment like OXYjet. I never overlook retail when it comes to the end of my treatment, because I find that it's key to making sure that not only does your client continue the good work at home, but also that you start getting the results faster because you have used the active ingredients in the treatment, and then you are ensuring that the delivery of those active ingredients continues at home the time that you're not seeing your client. So for example, in the treatment, if you have used the volume boost serum, then I normally recommend my client that it's actually a good idea to take home the retail size of the volume boost serum and continue using it at home nightly or mixed with their other products in order to ensure that they're working on those first formation of lines, wrinkles, expression lines, and so on. So whichever targeted serum you have identified during the treatment, I would suggest that you always accompany that in your aftercare treatment plan to ensure that not only are you increasing the revenue of your salon and spa, but you're also building trust and you're teaching and informing and educating your client in how to best self-care at home.